Hello, and welcome back to Hypnotherapy and Wellness YouTube channel. My name's Andrea, and I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist and a wellness coach. And today's topic here today is 5 steps for beginning to shut down your inner critic. Very important, I think. So we're going to go through each of the 5 steps in a moment, but I want to first just give you a little information in case you're not clear on what is the inner critic. Well, for me, it is that negative inner dialogue that we hear in our mind, or sometimes we even say out loud to ourselves. It's that negative labeling where we're maybe calling ourselves ugly, or old, or fat, or stupid. And sometimes it's more of an undercurrent than actually spoken. It's more of a feeling that we don't always hear in our mind or say out loud, but it is there as an undercurrent. So it comes from our critical thinking mind, which is meant to be helpful for us. Our critical thinking mind is our access to logic, wisdom, superior thinking. It helps us strategize, plan things, learn from past mistakes. But it's really, for most of us, gotten too powerful, and we have identified with it too strongly. It's really meant to be just one tool in the tool shed, and it's certainly not meant to beat us up and put us down and make us feel terrible so that we can't progress, which is, I think, what it's done to a lot of us. So, okay, number 1 step to begin to shut down this harmful inner critic is that you have to believe what I'm saying is true. You have to buy into this, that the inner critic is harmful. So some of you out there might be saying, well, wait a minute. My critical thinking mind is helpful. It motivates me. It gives me a kick in the butt when I need it. I don't want to get rid of that. Okay, you don't have to get rid of that part, the good, healthy part, the part that does kind of give you that little push when you need it, or the part that maybe helps you to do something a little bit better, see your mistakes and improve. That's fine. We want to keep that part, but we want to get rid of the part that is so harmful, that negative barrage of labeling, beating you up, putting you down, the part that really hurts our self-esteem and keeps us stuck and keeps us from moving forward or feeling good about ourselves. When we're really working on self-esteem, we've got to get rid of that inner critic that is harmful, that harmful part. So, number 1, you got to buy into what I'm saying, okay? Number 2, I want you to become more aware of what your inner critic is saying. So you may think okay, but take a week. Really become more aware. Journal about it. Write down what your inner critic is saying when it says it. You will probably be surprised about how often it is active. So you're really becoming more aware of what it's saying, how often it's saying it. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, talks about in the first chapter how 80 to 90% of what we say to ourselves, our inner dialogue, is negative and repetitive. So it's not new. No new thoughts, just old thoughts being repeated and repeated, negative. So become aware of that voice. Sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to get some of those undercurrents. And that may take a little time, but you'll get there if you start now. Number three, choose to begin to shut it down, to shut her, him, whatever it is, down. Okay? So try to stop yourself before it even comes out of your mouth, or as you're thinking it, interrupt it. If the thought gets out or you say it, that's okay. But right after, say something to yourself like, no, I'm not going to say that to myself anymore, or no, thank you, I wasn't asking you, or cancel that. Have fun with it. But shut it down. Do something to interrupt, stop, or recognize that, no, you're not going to do that anymore. Even if you never get to the next step, okay? Even if you only get to these 3 steps, you are going to feel so much better. You're going to have just more relief and space for something new. That will help you. But if you want to keep going, then number 4 is start to look for proof of the opposite, evidence of the opposite of what your inner critic is telling you, and start saying that to yourself in place. Replace the old inner critic negative statements with the positive more realistic, truthful statements, okay? So be your own devil's advocate. Be your own detective. Look for the evidence of the opposite. If you're walking around saying under your breath or to yourself or in your mind, you're stupid, you're so dumb, you're an idiot, look for the places in your life where that is not true. You know, did you graduate from high school? Did you graduate from college? Did you go through something difficult and get through it? What are the achievements that you've done? You know, are you getting up in the morning and getting your house in order? Are you getting to work on time? Anything. Have you helped a friend? Where have you been smart? What is the proof of the opposite? And if we were together, I would help you come up with more, but those are just coming off the top of my head. You need to do the work yourself and figure out what are those things. You don't want to forget those things. Maybe you need to write them down, make a list of them so you can review if you need to when you're feeling down and you can't remember these things. So begin to put those in as replacements when you hear your inner critic. Also, if you can't come up with that proof or evidence, just start saying the opposite, okay? Even if you don't really believe it, just start saying the opposite to yourself. That alone is going to help. It's going to kick in. It's going to turn your reticular activating system, your RAS system, which is part of your brain, it's going to turn that on to the idea of what you're saying. And I'm going to have a whole separate video on that at another time. So you're just going to have to trust me here. But the reticular activating system is what helps fake it till you make it work. Okay? So just know that just by saying the opposite, even if you don't fully believe it, is going to help you. Number 5, connect with the part of yourself that doesn't buy into the inner critic. The part of yourself that knows how to be nurturing, kind, compassionate to another person. Maybe to a child, to your niece, to your parents, to a friend, to a coworker, to a homeless person. The part of you that knows how to be compassionate, kind, bring that part to yourself. You know, think about, okay, if my friend was in the position that I'm in, what would I say to her or him? And say that to yourself. Be your own best parent. Be your own best friend. Bring that support to yourself. And if we were together in a hypnotherapy session, I would have you go into a nice relaxed state and we would visualize that part of yourself. We would give it a mental representation and we would allow you some space and place to connect with that part of yourself. Maybe have a conversation and feel the support. But you can do it on your own. You can do exactly what I've said. Just start to bring that part of you that knows how to be compassionate and kind to yourself. So I hope that's helpful. Again, my name is Andrea A. Squibb. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And if you like what you see here, please subscribe just to that little button down below. We're going to have content coming out weekly and monthly and all kinds of other good stuff. And if you want something now, you cannot wait, you could go to cdbaby.com and look for the title Hypnotherapy Journeys for Relaxation and Stress Relief. That's the first in the series that I have put out. There's 8 wonderful tracks there that should help you with relaxation and stress relief. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you soon.